Whoa! Is a witcher a kind of sorcerer?
Come back for a game sometime.
The White Wolf.
Renounce magic, I tell you!
I found a manuscript that might help.
Interesting. This volume is sealed by ancient magic.
Only highly valuable things get that kind of protection.
Too true.
Do you know how to unlock it?
I'd need ingredients that can be obtained from certain monsters. Unfortunately, they don't occur around here. I'll need the pheromones of a Queen Endriga, the blood of a Necker warrior, and the brain of a Bulvor. We can substitute the tongue of a rot fiend for the harpy's egg.
Quite a list. I'll see what I can find.
You are to guard the camp like it's the Emperor's treasure.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Let so much as a flea slip through, and you shall pay with your heads.
Freak!
Guard the camp like it's the Emperor's treasure.
Yes, Your Excellency.
What do you want here?
Leave the royal courts. Pour venom into rulers' ears no more. To repent. Flog your lecherous bodies.
Ugh,
But
warriors.
not one sorceress
Could
flogging
bathe
another
sometime.
on sable. With the other moaning and writhing and begging for.
He's a stubborn colt.
What do you want here?
bear, crow, something white.
I tell you?
Greetings, handsome.
It's a brazen attack.
Radovid sent them, you idiot!
The audacity!
Pull yourself together!
Leave the royal courts. Pour venom into rulers' ears no more. It's not too late to repent. Flog your lecherous bodies. But not one sorceress flogging another. On sable fur, with the other moaning and writhing and begging for more.
Interix, John Matamos. He is regent.
Hardly. He's a general, not a politician.
I don't find it at all surprising.
Prepare for your final lesson.
Finals? Please, help yourself.
I'll have no discussion. This will be a practical object lesson.
We're dangerous and armed.
Welcome. I'm Ilona, the bearded she-elf.
Bearded?
Don't be a child. We came here to perform, but this place is a circus in itself. Nobody's interested in us, so we're on to plan B, trade.
What do you sell?
Food. Fresh. Very good. You want to buy something, or are you waiting for my beard to grow out?
Fine, I'll bite. Show me your beard. I'll pay your full performance fee.
That'll be 200 orans.
Whatever the case, there is a problem with Natalis.
I know. He's honest. We must think.
You want to buy something, or are you waiting for my beard to grow out? Prepare for your final lesson.
Final?
But
Greetings.
Here to see the show. It's cancelled, indefinitely. We're now in the services sector.
What service do you provide?
I was once a good swordsmith, or at least it looked like I might be. A riot came through, took my workshop with it, but the skill remained. I actually prefer swallowing swords to hammering them, but that upsets my wife.
Give her my best.
You can do so yourself. She's Ilona, the bearded she-elf.
Ah, and how's life with a bearded she-elf?
Pretty normal. We don't generally bring our work home with us.
I'll have no discussion. This will be a practical object. You'll learn what a sorcerer. Are you thirsty or hungry? Please, help yourself.
The absence of some... Negligible loss. And Yennefer of Vengerberg?
I haven't heard from her in a long time.
What of Francesca Finderbear and that...
Ida Amin? Well, Queen Francesca has her own problems.
So, even the Nilfgaardian...
Your Excellency knows well that our hosts are libertines and eccentrics.
My dear Councillor, northern business should truly remain northern. No extravagance.
Constable John Matamos.
Interesting. We must think of it as a challenge. How dare they?
Calm down.
How many more can there be?
Sword of Aramil. The king of the hunt ordered me slain, and the wraiths born of his command assumed living form, pursuing me through the void. I have arrived at Lochmuin. Though tired, I know I will not rest. The riders of the hunt draw near. On my back, I can feel their deathly breath.
I don't want anything to do with you.
What are your conclusions?
Please. Conclusions? What's instructive about it?
The absence of certain people is telling. The absence of others.
Ugh, warriors. You could bathe sometime.
I got rid of the gargoyles.
Excellent. At last we can explore the hitherto inaccessible districts. And here's your reward.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Let so much as a flea slip through, and you shall pay with your hands.
Hey there.
Look who's here, the Rivian Witcher.
Greetings.
Our paths cross often, it seems.
Too often.
What do you seek here?
Triss Marigold.
In the Nilfgaardian camp? Fistek has addled your brain.
Lower your sword, son.
You've got cheek, Geralt.
Let's go. One false move and your ambassador will never see Nilfgaard's son again.
My men won't let you leave here alive.
They will if you ask them to, Excellency, and I believe you will.
Reynold F. Madsen's orders come from the Emperor himself. He'd rather die than give you Marigold.
Then he'll... Out of the way, all of you, or the old man dies.
Hold there!
I'm not joking.
I know, and I advise you not to hesitate. Kill him, for we shan't move one bit.
Renwald!
He who brings me the Witcher's head will get the Order of Merit.
But Ambassador Fitzestellen...
Your Excellency. Orders from the capital.
Now I'll have to kill you all.
What are you waiting for? Get him! Did you really think you could just prance in here? Make the Emperor proud! Kill him! The Imperial Army's ranks are endless! Stubborn beast of Congratulations, Witcher. They were my best men.
Free Triss, or join them.
You amaze me. How can you risk your life for a witch?
There are things you and your kind will never comprehend.
And what are those?
Friendship.
Tell me, is the friendship of traitors and conspirators worth it?
What are you talking about?
Your friend and the other witches conspired against your rulers.
You lie.
You think it impossible?
Triss was loyal to the crown.
You're a fool. That's what happens when tits take over a man's mind.
I don't believe you.
That's irrelevant at this point. During our chat, my people managed to regroup, call for reinforcements.
Maybe now they'll start fighting like men.
Time to show you the Empire's true power. Surround him! Shield bearers, forward!
Emperor, I failed you.
Are you kidding? The only person you expect to see in a Nilfgaardian dungeon is the executioner.
Did they torture you?
They tried various things, but they got nothing from me.
When I left Flotsam with Vernon, I somehow doubted I'd find you so soon.
I know it was hard on you. I'll never forget this, you hear? Never.
I'd slaughter half the Nilfgaardian army for a friend. I know you're a member of the Lodge, Triss.
How do you know of the Lodge?
Does it matter? I also know the Lodge was behind Demaven's assassination.
Geralt, I
trust you.
True. I'm a member of the Lodge. Just like 8 other sorceresses. But if you think I'm responsible for the Lodge's actions, you're badly mistaken. The Lodge is a theater for 2 actresses. Sheila and Philippa have long dominated it.
To the point where you didn't know about the murder they planned?
To the point where I was no longer invited to gatherings.
Why?
They stopped trusting me.
Because you didn't agree with them?
9 women very rarely agree on anything. The actual problem was that...
Tell me.
I was close to you. If Sheila fears anyone, it's Geralt of Rivia. The Lodge did everything to convince me that our relationship didn't bother them, even that it suited them. But they manipulated me. Through me, they fed you select information. Depending on the circumstances, they twisted facts.
We're still close. They could still be doing it.
Don't insult me.
Calm down, Triss. Reynold ep Matson claimed otherwise, but I'll always take your word over that of some Nilfgaardian lowlifes. Now, you'll tell me everything you know. I need to learn the truth.
All existing councils of mages disintegrated after the Thanad massacre. We all acted separately. Philippa decided to create a new organization, a secret one this time. When I was sworn in, it never crossed my mind that the Lodge's plans would soon become secret to its members. As you know, Philip is not one for minor undertakings. She presented a plan for creating a powerful state controlled by sorceresses.
The best-laid schemes of mages and men.
Philippa and Sheila never lacked ideas or enthusiasm. To control a powerful state, they needed to create one first. Or find a wealthy land with a suitable political arrangement and an easily manipulated ruler. Sheila chose the Pontar Valley, Demavend, and Stennis.
I'd choose the same if I were her. Demavend didn't have a network of spies anywhere near as good as Henselt's or Radovid's.
Nor could he count on the loyalty of such men as our dear Vernon Roach. At one of our meetings, I just asked how they imagined overthrowing Demavend. That was the last time I was invited. After Demavend's death, I became suspicious but had no evidence. Philippa brushed me off. When you went off to meet Yorveth and Sheila was busy with the Karen's carcass, I managed to scan parts of her megascope. That's when I learned that Sheila had dealings with Letho.
Why didn't you tell me?
I wanted to, but we never met after that. Letho must have shadowed me when I entered Sheila's room. Then he forced me to teleport us to somewhere near Vergen.
Did you talk to him?
He wasn't aggressive. In Vergen, he told me that Sheila commissioned them to assassinate Demavend. Them being the Witchers of the School of the Viper. Sheila helped them prepare the assassination.
I wonder why he told you about it.
Is that important?
Conspirators who suddenly divulge everything. I'd be suspicious.
There was some interference as we teleported to Edirn. I emerged intact, but pretty battered. I knew Philippa was in the area. I decided to go see her and lay my cards on the table.
Maybe Letho wanted just that.
I met a woman at Philippa's house. Thought she was just a servant or Philippa's lover. Before I could speak, I was overpowered by spells. I hardly expected an attack. The pain I felt as my body was compressed. It's indescribable. As if all my bones were being broken. It's even worse when you return to your true form. In any case, Philippa had no idea her lover was a Nilfgaardian spy. I was carried as that figurine all the way to Loch Muin. Asira decompressed me back just before they murdered her. Shillard interrogated me but learned nothing. If it wasn't for you, they'd have had me cornered. I didn't piece the puzzle together until I was here, in the dungeon. Now you know everything.
Did Saskia know the Lodge's plans?
She didn't even know the Lodge existed. Philippa told her that the sorceresses would support an independent state in the Pontar Valley, no strings attached. A fairy tale, but Saskia bought it. Saskia backed Philippa, and the people backed Saskia.
Who had Foltest assassinated?
I have no idea. Perhaps after Demavend's successful assassination, Sheila and Philippa decided to take the next step.
That would be stupid. Killing Demavend was a way to take control of the Pontar Valley. People would forget the regicide in a year, and the Lodge could put its plan in motion. They had to know that if Foltest died, men like Roach wouldn't rest until they learned why that had happened.
One thing is certain. Letho killed Foltest, and Sheila was working with Letho.
Ever find out what Sheila was actually doing in Flotsam? I find it hard to believe she went there just to kill a monster and earn a few orans.
You're right, of course. It had something to do with Letho and the Scoia'tael.
What did she want from Yorveth?
The Scoia'tael were Saskia's trump card. I expect Sheila needed to know what the elves would do, given that a war with Henselt was practically inevitable.
That'll have to do for now.
We'll learn more at the talks.
You're going to attend?
You have no memory of how the world worked before the Thanid massacre.
Actually, I know exactly how it worked.
That means...
We'll talk about my memory later.
All right. If the Council and Conclave still existed, kings wouldn't be assassinated and massacres would be less frequent. This is our chance to restore these institutions, and we shouldn't miss it. Normalizing relations between the rulers and the mages who advise them is our only chance for peace.
And our only chance to dismantle the Lodge.
The Lodge will disintegrate anyway. Once the kings learn it was behind the assassinations, they'll start a witch hunt. We can prevent that from happening. I'm all for punishing the guilty, but can't abide collective responsibility. I'm ready to go and reveal everything I know about Philippa Eilhart, Sheila de Tanserville, and their schemes.
Let's go then.
Those Nilfgaardians, that's your work?
They followed their leader too blindly.
You killed them all.
They didn't slaughter themselves.
We shouldn't arrive at the same time. Let's split up.
Triss.
Yes?
That was some mess. I wouldn't want to see you hurt like that again.
Don't worry, I'll manage. See you at the talks.
All right.
I believe there's been a misunderstanding, my lord.
Get out, before I call my guards.
And what might I convey?
Nothing.
Baron, sir, you gave your word.
For the last time, out! Tend to this matter.
Baron Ravenin Kimbolt, I presume.
Does that Witcher's Code of yours exempt you from court etiquette? Does it grant you the right to speak to the Highborn without being asked to do so?
I guess I don't need to introduce myself.
Oh no. I know who you are. Geralt of Rivia, Foltest's other favorite hound alongside Roach. Not purebred. They say you bring trouble wherever you appear.
They're gonna re-establish the Conclave. I didn't expect so many Temerians to show up for the ceremony.
We're not here for some magic pomp and circumstance. This is about celebrating a new order in the Northern Kingdoms.
Is that so?
Your kind doesn't understand this yet, but your life is about to change. Forever.
My kind.
Wanderers and scoundrels. People, and I use the term loosely, without loyalty or country. People for whom coin is the law and everything's for sale.
What'll happen to Temeria?
Is that a note of nostalgia I hear in your voice? Remembering your service under Foltest, or recalling some romp in the sack with the royal advisor? Whichever it may be, spare me your courtesy. You don't care a lick about my country.
I know what I care about. That's why I asked.
Understand this. I'm talking to you only out of respect for Foltest. Out of remembrance for him.
Haven't seen much evidence of that remembrance, aside from the rewards on my head.
They'd have hanged you if not for the testimony of little Anais.
So the girl finally talked.
Whoever that monk was, to me, he was just like you.
I didn't kill Foltest. That's just one of the things that makes us different.
Really? What else? Honor? Principles?
I'm a Witcher. I don't kill humans for coin.
Are you certain it's not just a question of price? Tell me, Geralt. What were you doing at Foltest's side that unfortunate day?
Triss Marigold. I was there for her.
In that case, you killed many for that woman. I hope she was worth it. You're a paid thug, even if you refuse to acknowledge it. That murky set of principles, values call them. You cast them in the nearest corner when the price is right.
I'm not for sale.
I'm not talking about coin, Witcher. As a freak, you want what you're most often denied. Camaraderie, respect, love. It is for those things that you scale walls and murder innocents. That is your price.
They say there are no innocents at war.
Indeed. At war, there is but the cause you fight for, a higher calling. Though they also say war is a refuge for the cursed, an asylum for those stripped of heart and soul.
A higher calling. Beautiful concept. Except I remember the knights who stormed Lavalette Castle. Highborn men fighting atop high walls. They were out to kill for fame, fortune, and pure enjoyment. I was also at Vergen, where simple soldiers went into battle clutching false relics to their breast, knowing that death awaited them if they deserted.
They owed it to their king.
If there's one thing I love about being a Witcher, it's that I never have to draw my sword on someone else's command.
I tire of this discussion, Witcher. Get to the point or leave.
I take it you sit on the Council of Regents.
Not for much longer.
Why is that?
The Council will become obsolete. Temeria is a country one rules with a crown on one's head, or not at all.
A lot of people are out to don that crown.
But few have the right. As Foltest's cousin, the throne should be mine.
Or the royal daughters, Anais Lavalette's.
Dark will be the day when we are ruled by bastards. The nobles have decided to share power.
You said it yourself, Baron. In a crown or not at all.
Temeria will be divided into provinces. A shameful end to the monarchy. A shameful end to the country.
Who was that thug I passed in the doorway?
He's of no concern to you.
We host who we want. True enough. The convoy carrying Anais and Busi was ambushed. Why?
I'd like to know that myself.
I've seen your letter to Horst Lubbock, the one in which you ordered him to abandon the planned route.
Nonsense! I sent no such letter.
You're lying, Baron.
Watch your words, Wanderer. One nod from me and my people will riddle you with arrows before you can use any of your witcher's tricks.
What are you waiting for?
To hear the details of your slander.
The letter bears your seal and signature, Baron.
Where is it?
I have it.
Show me.
You'll have to take my word.
The word of a wandering monster slayer means nothing to me. If that's the situation, I've said all I have to say. I wrote no such letter.
Words come cheap, Baron. I'm finding it hard to believe you.
I care little for what you believe. If this letter exists, we are dealing with a forgery. Whoever is behind this has crossed a Temerian noble, and will be duly punished. A scribe will test the letter and confirm what I claim.
All right. I'll see what this scribe has to say.
There are objective means of examining the letter's authenticity. I promise to pay you well for learning the truth.
The truth does taste better when payment's involved.
It's you!
You have it coming.
Oh.
Is a witcher a kind of sorcerer?
What's he doing here?
break your wands, and burn your hats! Turn away!
Get out of there!
I tell you, shatter your towers and crystal balls.
Bear, crow, something white.
Nothing special.
It's you!
Young alchemist, do as you order. Adacito.
Is a witcher a kind of sorcerer?
Young alchemist!
Drunker than a
Not
bard.
all that
Won't
falls
get
out
anything
your
out
ass
of him.
is
Maybe
gold.
there's something about testing
Yet
the
a
letters in his
comrade
notes.
told shit spells out his hole. Vapors to cleanse in water cold. So be bold! Be bold!
I don't know any of these substances. Best not risk destroying the letter. Maybe there's a formula for the activator in the scribe's notes. I need to make the substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter. Everything's better with a dash of bird guano. Everything's better with a dash of bird guano. Gotta be careful with this. A little burnt lime. Shit. Now I'll never know if the letter was fake.
Light! Twitch!
Kingslayer. Kingslayer.
We know drunker than a bard. Won't get anything out of him. There's something about testing the letters in his
Yet
notes.
a comrade told shit spells out his hole. Vapors to cleanse in water cold. So be bold! Be bold! Comrades, a string of cormorants. Young alchemist, do as you order. Adacid to water. Comrades, a string of cormorants. Light, quench, shit, rinse.
I don't know any of these substances. Best not risk destroying the letter. Maybe there's a formula for the activator in the scribe's notes. substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter. A little burnt lime, a bit of water. Everything's better with a dash of bird guano. Wait for it to dissolve. I need to add burnt lime to the flask, then quench it with water. Add bird guano to that, heat it, then capture the vapors and run them through cold water to obtain the final substance. All right, let's try this on Kimbolt's letter. I need to make the substance that will bring out the dye and apply it to the letter. A little burnt lime, a bit of water. Everything's better with a dash of bird guano. Wait for it to dissolve. Smells like piss, but it worked. The sheet's orange, not blue. The letter's fake. Kimbolt had nothing to do with this.
The king of reagents? Yes.
We know you didn't kill him.
King Slayer.
You were right, Baron. The letter's forged.
Of course I was right. I would never seek to hurt Boosie. Bastard or not, he is still a child. Your payment, Witcher. I want you to look into another matter.
What would it involve?
Count Linus Maravel. You've heard the name?
Young, capable, handsome.
Yes, all that and more. And he's ambitious to a fault. Right after the Temerian delegation arrived in Lochween, his people began visiting the Nilfgaardian camp regularly.
Are you suggesting Maravel's a traitor?
We are all entitled to communicate with the ambassador without chagrin and openly, as court and diplomatic protocols allow. Yet the Count's multiple messengers, the letters traveling to and fro, it reminds me more of a complicated courtship.
You're curious to know the content of those letters.
I want you to learn the Count's plans. The man would sell his mother to please the Emperor. Find out what Maravel's messenger is carrying. If treason is involved, you must alert John Natalis. You will be generously rewarded, I assure you.
You need a Witcher to do this?
Do not underestimate Count Maravel. He does not employ common scoundrels, and I don't intend to either. Hieronymus Lash. Sound familiar?
A pretentious, invented name. Belongs to a bard or a mummer, I'd say. But you wouldn't need my help with either of those, so I'll venture a guess. Maravel entrusts his correspondence to a mage.
I knew you were suited to this task. The magic barrier placed over the city mutes all forms of high magic, preventing Lash from contacting Shillard remotely. He nevertheless remains dangerous. During the times of the previous conclave, I believe he was caught practicing black magic. He faced execution, but that louse Maravel saved him.
How do I locate this messenger?
Look for my man Aldridge by the fountain here in the camp. He'll point the mage out to you.
All right, I'll look into it.
My lord, we know where they are. What are your orders?
Bloody wonderful day. Assemble your men and resolve this once and for all.
Gather your gear. We're off to hunt.
Slayer.
Master Witcher!
What do you want?
My lord, the Right Honourable Count Maravel requests the pleasure of your company. He says it's urgent.
Seems like everything is these days. Tell the Count I'll think about it.
Evil eye!
Roach may trust you, but I'm not so sure. What do you want?
Impressive summit, but not all the players have their representatives here.
The most important do. The mages thought about inviting everyone, but time is short.
What about Edirn? It's a huge country.
Torn by conflict and rebellion with no clear ruler. They're not to be taken seriously at this point.
Sounds like the Ketweni point of view. The Edirnians see it differently, I'm sure. Representatives of the Council of Regents. Did any come with you?
Only Baron Kimbolt and Count Maravel. The other 5 remain in Vizima. It seems that save Baron Orval, most spend their time trying to devise a way to undermine Anais' claim to the throne.
Kimbolt and Maravel. What's their stance?
Well, they've taken opposing positions, as one might expect. The Baron believes Anais' origin, if you will, stands in the way of her taking the throne, though it's common knowledge that he would simply prefer to seat himself on it. Whereas Maravel has said that Foltest's children have his full support. He stated this in Vizima before the entire council. One thing is certain, words come cheap. Those two may change their minds in a flash if Anais is found and recovered.
The mages will want to get as much as they can out of this summit, and monarchs don't generally like others dictating terms. This may end in a row.
There will be no row. The mages now rely on the mercy of the northern kingdoms. The amphitheater itself is also protected by an anti-magic shield, like the one used at Thanid. The times of mage impunity are gone. They will be shown their place.
Representative.
Only Baron Kimball. It seems...
Kimball.
Well, they've taken... The Baron... Where? One thing is certain.
We know you. Light, quench, shit, prince. What?
Aldrich, Baron Gimbold said you'd point Hieronymus Lash out to me.
Perfect timing. Come with me.
Is a witcher a kind of sorcerer?
Where's Lash? Patience, mate. They should be here any minute. Look, I've done my bit. Up to you now.
We've got a tail. Stop him.
Stop there, White One.
What if I don't?
Then I'll fucking help you!
To see you try.
Consider it done! For the chalice! That's the one. Kill him! Enough! You shall die, here and now.
trickster.
There's a traitor among the Temerians.
Careful, Witcher. You'd better have evidence if you plan to accuse someone of treason.
Busi and Anais.
Yes?
You have a traitor in your camp, Constable.
I know what the Temerian nobles think of me. They have no love for me and seek to subvert me at every step. And that is how it will stay as long as the throne remains vacant.
I'm not talking about you. Count Maravel is responsible for Busi's death, and for Anais landing in Kedweni hands.
A grave charge, Witcher.
This letter clearly shows Count Maravel's men ambushed the convoy carrying Foltest's children. The boy was killed during the assault. They kidnapped Anais and handed her over to the Nilfgaardians.
Why? For what amount of gold? For what swathes of land did that tub of lard, dripping with wealth, go so far as to commit treason against the state? I thank you, Witcher. You have done us all no small favor, though the Count's trial will bring its own share of grief. That is the state of affairs, Baron. Count Linus Maravel is a traitor. He has betrayed us, he has betrayed Temeria, he has betrayed the entire North.
You have at last seen the light, Constable, and I am content. We must show the Count that even in this trying hour, Temeria remains strong, united.
It's you! Yeah! Ah!
Geralt of Rivia, I am delighted to see you among the living and the free.
Are you serious, Count?
Such an injustice to lock you up without so much as a hearing, and then the beatings, the torture. It's barbaric, I tell you, based on pure prejudice, the presumption of guilt.
Actually, if I'd seen what they saw.
But alas, such is my homeland, filled with fear and thus ruthless, cold as stone, dark and severe in aura and mindset.
I suppose there's some truth to that.
A response at once cautious and reasonable. Admirable qualities in and of themselves, positively required in your profession.
If you say so. I've got to say you stand out, Count.
I'm flattered, I suppose, but what specifically do you mean?
I haven't quite put my finger on it, but take a look around. Would you say you resemble your countrymen?
I thank the gods I do not. It is because I love my homeland that I am the first to note its faults, and they are many.
Care to elaborate?
Hypocrisy, superstition, lack of learning. Need I go on?
If you wouldn't mind.
Take you witchers, for instance. The gods know we suffer a plague of beasts. Pre-conjunction, post-conjunction, magically bred and sprung from rotting marshes and the dark abysses of our land.
No such thing as pre-conjunction creatures.
You bite unnecessarily. We have but one remedy for this plague, dwindling in numbers as it may be, yet it is a remedy we revile. You are shunned, spat upon, turned away on stormy nights. Would you say this is reasonable?
It's the way of things.
Spoken like a true representative of a dying species.
What brings you to Loch Muin?
Concern for my country, Witcher, and an express and somewhat surprising request from Constable Natalis.
Surprising? How so?
Surely you jest, Witcher. Truth be told, few could marshal loyal forces matching mine on such short order, Baron Kimbold excepted. Yet, though I very much held Foltest's trust, I cannot say that many of my Temerian peers feel the same way.
Why do you suppose that is?
They resent me. I share neither their customs nor their beliefs.
Does the name Brigida Papabrock ring any bells?
Rings bells, sets off whistles. Why? I believe my loyal... Fruit, Witcher, especially fruit of the south. Tender, juicy, soft on the exterior. That's what I think of when you mention Dame Brigida. The woman is positively obsessed.
I was hoping for a straighter answer.
A man of your experience surely understands what I mean.
So you admit you know her well?
I know her, I have known her, and I expect I yet will, and I'm not alone in that. Though, mind you, I admire the woman. Her kind of ambition is rare among both genders.
Ever taken advantage of that? Ever asked her to run errands for you?
One must be careful with the ambitious. They are almost always running their own errands. Asking them to do yours simply invites them to use you. Baron Kimbold learned that the hard way. But why ask me about the lass, here and now of all times and places? Surely, given your close allegiance and, no doubt, many a shared drinking binge, Commander Roach has told you all.
Commander Roach can be strangely discreet. What do you know?
I'm hardly one to tell another man's secrets.
Indulge me.
If you must know, the rascal Roach rogered our dear Brigida, just before he passed her off onto me, among others, with a purpose in mind, I suspect.
He'll be interested to hear what you had to say.
My, aren't we dutiful?
Brigida used Baron Kimbold?
Continues to, I surmise.
To what end?
You cannot expect me to answer every little query that pops into your mind, Witcher.
What's so urgent, Count?
Etiquette is not your enemy, Witcher. It would not hurt you to embrace it at times. In any case, I could not help noticing you circulating in and out of Baron Kimbolt's quarters. Yet I wonder if you are fully aware of the kind of man you serve.
What do you mean?
He cuts a fine figure, doesn't he? The heavy cloak, the silver mane, the booming voice. Yet our worthy Baron is hardly the saint he makes himself out to be.
A lot of that going around recently.
I am in possession of certain information that might interest you.
Mm-hmm. And you want to share it because?
We come from different worlds, Witcher. On the surface, we are as unlike as wraiths and wyverns. Yet, no matter our preferences, culinary, political, erotic, ultimately we both are interested in and tirelessly seek one and the same thing: the truth.
You can talk, Count. I'll grant you that. But I'm not convinced you can be trusted. Baron Kimbolt also offered me the chance to learn a certain truth. I don't think I need to say who about.
And you are certain that Kimbolt can be trusted?
So far, all the Baron's words have proved true.
Well, then I merely ask that you verify mine. You are not the sole person to have repeatedly visited our kind-hearted Baron recently.
Doesn't seem strange to me, given the time and the place.
He has also had some more troublesome callers, blackmailers to be specific. Now, I'm not handing down any verdicts. Perhaps the Baron has some personal problems, in which case I would very much like to help him.
Get to the point, Count.
My people have learned where these blackmailers are encamped. I assume Baron Kimbolt has not been sitting on his hands and has also dispatched his huntsman to find them. A horrible man.
I know who you mean. Ran into him in Kimbolt's quarters.
Then you must also know that if you do not make haste, nothing will be left of our blackmailers, save some rotting corpses. I shall show you where they have their camp, and I merely ask that you learn what is at issue. Naturally, you can count on my gratitude, though we both know that is not the greatest reward.
I can't promise you anything, Count, but I'll think about it. Farewell.
Is a witcher a kind of sorcerer?
What do you want?
I saw you talking to Kimbolt.
I'm free to go where I please and talk to whoever I please.
Couldn't agree more. Now you're here and you'll talk to me. I'm interested in the Baron.
I've naught to say to you.
Not good, because I need to know everything you know about him.
Baron Kimbolt sends his regards.
Oh, just what we needed. Leave us, Witcher.
Since when does a Witcher take orders from a huntsman?
Since that Witcher stopped hunting monsters and started poking his nose into others' affairs.
Sometimes the stench is so strong you can't help but catch a whiff.
Aye, well spoken. You've some common stinking thugs here, and I'm to teach them some humility.
A ponce like you? Pucker up and kiss my arse, you fucking tulip!
These folk have nothing to say to you, understand?
I'll be the judge of that.
Lend us a hand, Witcher. You'll not regret it.
I'll need to know everything about Kimbold.
God, this is shit! Enough of your jabbering! Kill them all!
Thanks, Witcher. We'd be corpses if not for you.
Yeah, seems likely. Now don't make me regret helping you.
You're welcome to all we know about Kimbold.
I'm all ears.
We came here to collect our fee, me and me brothers, for a favour we did the Baron.
What did you do for him?
Spent 4 days in a forest, sitting on our asses.
Baron Kimbold wanted to pay you for that?
Course not. We was to destroy some wagons in a caravan that was to pass through Millville. Problem is, caravan never came round.
I can see why you're having trouble collecting.
Kimbold had shite information. How is that our fault? That bugger lost us a right lot of time. And you know what they say, time is coin.
What exactly were your orders?
We was to watch the high road for a caravan carrying nobles. 2 coloured wagons and a small escort. The wagons, they was ours. All inside was to perish.
Any idea who was supposed to be in the wagons?
2 high-born young'uns and their nannies. That's all the Baron told us.
Willing to tell Natalis all this?
I'm to fess up. They draw and quarter me.
You didn't do anything. Took a job, that's it. They can't prove you actually wanted to complete it. If you refuse, Kimbold wins. He'll squirm his way out of this, but it won't end there. The Baron's got gold enough to hunt you till he hunts you down.
Not likely. I'll see them tear stripes off his back with hot pincers. All right, I'll talk to Natalis. You have it coming.
It's you!
There's a traitor among the Temerians.
Careful, Witcher. You'd better have evidence if you plan to accuse someone of treason.
Busi and Anais.
Yes?
Count Marivel outright betrayed Temeria, while Baron Kimbold planned to murder Foltest's children.
Those are serious charges.
Kimbold hired some thugs to do the wet work for him. I found them, and one's ready to testify. They never got the job done because the convoy carrying the children changed course, only to fall into an ambush set by Marivel. The Count wanted to hand Anais and Busi over to the Nilfgaardians. You'll find the proof in this letter. Busi's death was an accident.
Dark clouds gather over Temeria. I cannot arrest them both. Their contingents are among the largest in Loch Muin, and I cannot risk mutiny by their men. Thank you, Witcher. You did well to bring this matter to my attention. I only hope Baron Kimbold will agree to stand with me. So you see, Baron, I have learned all, and it makes me sick to think about it. However, you may count yourself fortunate, for we've a greater problem to deal with. You shall provide me with your full support as we arrest Count Marivel.
This plea sounds more like a threat to me, Constable.
It is no plea, it is an order, and yes, a threat. Refuse, and the Council of Regents shall receive ample evidence of your crime, of your wish to slay the children for whom our king gave his life.
What are your terms, Natalis?
Upon returning to Vizima, I shall destroy the evidence against you. Prior to that, however, I expect your unconditional support.
How can I be certain you will do as you pledge?
My words still mean something, unlike yours, you lying, rotting son of a whore.
So be it. But heed this, Constable. Do not try to cross me.
Is a witcher a kind of sorcerer?
Slayer.
Is a witcher a kind of sorcerer?
Constable John Matamos.
Interrex John Matamos.
So, even the Nilfgaardians have graced us with their presence.
We're about to witness a great event.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let's go inside.
It's now or never.
In recent weeks, we have deliberated extensively in Vizima on who is to succeed to the Temerian throne. Because the fate of Foltest's last child remains unknown, we could not reach an agreement. Unable to reconcile the interests of the esteemed Temerian houses, we have no choice but to divide the country into provinces along the barony's current borders.
This cannot be, John Natalis. Temeria stands between Nilfgaard and the north. It must be a strong and united realm.
I too would wish it so, Your Majesty. But when Foltest was cut down by an assassin, the country's very heart burst.
I have learned that Anais La Valette is currently in the hands of the sorcerer Deathmold.
Clearly you have yet to learn of the slaughter that occurred today in the Kedweni camp, King Radovid.
Yet there is hope if the child lives.
I shall do everything in my power to find her. Simultaneously, I wish to announce that the commander of the Temerian Special Forces, one Vernon Roach, is officially a wanted man. All privileges appertaining to him as an officer of the realm are hereby repealed.
To the matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Thanet Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And that they will keep the Conclave's interests in mind.
Obviously, sire. The Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the northern kingdoms. The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tanserville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you should be allowed to designate advisors to cowherds at most.
That is true, Your Majesty.
Sheila de Tanserville should never be allowed to sign this document.
Triss Marigold, you decided to join us after all.
De Tanserville has royal blood on her hands. She can't sit on the Conclave.
That is a lie.
Have you anything to support these claims, Marigold?
There are witnesses who will confirm that Sheila de Tanserville was behind the assassinations of Demavend and Foltest.
Officials of the future Council and Conclave. Sheila de Tanserville should be arrested and tried. If Triss Marigold speaks the truth, Lady de Tanserville will be condemned to death.
Sheila de Tanserville, until Triss Marigold's charges are dismissed or refuted, you cannot sit on the Conclave.
Arrest her.
You don't know the whole truth. Marigold doesn't know what she's talking about. while you can, Witcher. You can't stop me, not you, not anyone else. If I have to, I will kill you. How do you like my dragon? You're late. I've already managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later, somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Sesemphasis will tend to him, as she will to all the fools who get a hard-on at the mere thought of burning a sorceress at the stake.
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by his dull face and sluggish stare. Don't you understand? The Lodge sought a way to get rid of Demavend, that's true. He was a weak, volatile king. Edirn would eventually choke to death under his rule. We chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and Letho happened to be at hand.
Foltest? Henselt?
We had nothing to do with that. After assassinating Demavend, Letho used our gold and magical support to find and meet Yorveth. The elf was to help him hide until the matter blew over, or so I thought. The Lodge did not condemn Foltest to die.
Then who did?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss, and you.
Got any evidence?
A moment ago, I received a message from the Lodge's agent in Sintra. The Imperial Army is on the move. They're fording the Yaruga now. Do you think the North can defend itself in the current situation? And can you count on another miracle at Brenna?
I don't know, but you made it all possible and you'll answer for that. The stigma of treason is yours for all time.
We shall see. For no one will leave this city alive. No one will tell this story. Philippa controls the dragon. As soon as I disappear, it will turn the city into a flaming tomb.
The dragon attacked Foltest's troops during the siege of La Valette Castle. That hardly supports your tale.
We did not control it then. We may have lost a battle, but the war is just beginning. You, however, shall not take part in it. This is your end, Witcher. Farewell!
Something's not right! The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed! I'll be torn to bits! Geralt, remove it!
You waited long enough. Should you survive, go south to Nilfgaard, where you'll find Yennefer of Vengerberg. Farewell, Witcher.
list of the Lodge's sorceresses.
A list of the whores you'll help us find.
What's going on here?
Are you all right?
More or less.
And the dragon?
I had to kill it, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Philippa enslaved the dragon with her magic. If I'd let it live, we'd surely find it serving the Lodge of Sorceresses. Many more would have died. Before the sorceresses broke the creature's will, it was noble and beautiful in its own way. But I'm dead tired of having to choose the lesser evil.
Let's get out of here.
I guess Letho got away.
He's waiting for you.
Waiting?
Where the Temerians made camp. Come on.
What do you mean, waiting? How do you know?
Utter chaos broke out after the dragon attacked. I tried to reach Philippa's quarters. A terrified man approached me in one of the alleys, gave me a letter and begged me not to harm him. He said it was for you. The letter was short. I'm waiting in the Temerian camp, Letho.
What happened here while I was gone?
All the kings had many more armed. During the evacuation, several skirmishes broke out. The Cadwenis clashed with the Temerians. The Order's knights raped 2 sorceresses and killed those who...
Do you think the Council and Conclave will survive?
Well, they're established, and that's the only thing that prevented a wholesale massacre. Hard to say if they'll survive, but for the time being, no one's got any better ideas. Mages are part of this world, whether people like it or not. They have to have their rights, their place. Otherwise, another lodge will arise.